Hello, this is Malorian, and now this will be the second game of the Onslaught tournament, and will be 2,000 points of my Orcs against some Dwarves. Alright, so this game here, you just deployed like it was meeting engagement. However, the actual real thing that you're trying to do is that, as you can see here, there's two different zones. They're marked off with my little skull dice, and you're trying to control the one on your right. And what it really is that after the second player's turn on turn 2, I think it's then at the end of every player turn, if you control that zone and it's not contested, you get 50 points. Now that sounds small, but it can add up really quickly because it's every single player turn. For my secondary objective that I'm shooting for this one, I'm trying to take out 3 war machines. And that's because I'm up against this dwarf guy, and I have an organ gun up there, he has a cannon, a unit of warriors with great weapons in there. He's going to be having his rune lord, then he has some thunderers, then he's going to have these other warriors with hand weapon shield. These ones might have been long beards, but in there he has his dwarf lord, and because we switched lists, I know he really is just set up for ignoring armor saves. He has another cannon, he has some rangers that showed up on my right, and then for him he had another unit of thunderers that started off the board. So really here, I mean, for a game like this, where I start so close, this is going to be so perfect. I can get right into him right away. My black orcs, even though his rangers are on my flank, right away I'm going to be on his flank. And really, looking at his list, my Savage Arc Biggins should be able to get in there and beat most of it all by themselves. I mean, of course I have to make sure I don't get flanked and stuff, but it should be pretty straightforward. I just really have to make sure that my Squig Herd on the left does their job and clears out some war machines. So I got first turn, and what a doozy of a turn. No animosity this time. I have my trolls and my black orcs coming in, and then the foot starts coming down. So I go for the big foot of Gork, and wow. As you can see there, his 3 main units are decimated. I got to hit him 3 times. He got to hit me once on my Savage Orcs, which killed a few, but of course my 5+ ward really helps. But really, the game is pretty much over already. Over here, he has his Thunderers come in, which are going to make me wonder if I should charge them or his Organ Gun, but then his Organ Gun blows up anyway, so that makes it pretty simple. Otherwise, it looks like this. So he tried to charge my Savage Orcs with his 2 main combat units. The right one failed, his great weapons got in there, and they were wiped out before they even got to swing. His Rangers are just swift reforming to face my black orcs. They threw some axes at me. He hit me with some cannons and stuff, so I've lost a few, but I mean, I have all I need to beat them. So my turn 2, I have one troll that fails stupidity, the other one runs into the zone. Black orcs go into the rangers and wipe them out. Squig horde goes into those thunderers and wipe them out. I used my hand of Gork to make the night goblins in front of the 1 cannon. My savage orcs go into his other unit with his dwarf lord, pop my potion. My war boss kills his dwarf lord, overrun into the thunderers, and it's just looking bad. His turn, he looks to do some shooting and stuff here at my cannon, but just really kind of fails, and at this point he just says, alright, I'll just throw it in the towel. So victory to the Orcs, and wow, this one was brutal. I felt really bad for this game. Really, the star of the game is just Foot of Gork, where it just destroyed everything. And really, I mean, when you have a first turn like that, the game's pretty much over. And then my units just outclassed his, and so there was just a matter of me throwing it into them. And this was interesting because when you compare it to my last game, in my last game, I didn't have the magic phase, my opponent did, and that's how my black orcs just disappeared, and I just lost the game. Well, with some bad luck as well. In this one, I did have the magic big time, and it won me the game. So, I mean, these one-sided games, one way or the other, just aren't really satisfying. I mean, my opponent here, I just didn't know what to say. I mean, it was almost a waste of a game. So anyway, there you go. At least I countered my massacre loss with a massacre win, but I'm hoping my next game will be a lot better.